Hey everyone, this is Corinne Lafont, your favorite radio host, your only radio host, broadcasting to you from Trinidad and Tobago. Here I go, I'm coughing again. I'm between the lines. You know I have this flu. I mean, if you follow me and listen to my show, you know I have this flu. I recently got it, and it is just trying to embarrass me today. I'm not going to allow it to, because I have beautiful Gloria Grace Rand with me. Let me share a bit about her, and then we will go straight into it. And I'll mute myself so that you don't hear my coughing, okay? So let me tell you a bit about Gloria. Gloria Grace Rand, R-A-N-D, is an award-winning SEO blogger, certified high-performance speaker, and internationally known leading expert in online marketing. She helps entrepreneurs create a profitable online presence through private coaching and masterminds. A contributing author of 2 best-selling books, Gloria also has a successful Facebook group called Ignite. I joined that group, yay, yes. Circle for Solopreneurs. And we're talking today about accelerating a business growth with a mastermind. And we're going to be learning today about what is a mastermind, why we should be doing masterminds, how can it accelerate business growth. And one thing I miss talking about, as you know I normally do at the beginning of my show, is how beautiful the day is and how grateful I am to be here, flu or no flu. And I am always a woman of gratitude. I always say thank you. I am so thankful for everything. So I'm thankful for the flu. I'm thankful for the cough. Because what can I learn from it? It's going to make my body stronger, better, build my immune system. So I am extremely thankful for the flu and for the cough, because I know it's not going to stay with me forever. It is just passing through like everything else. And like they say, this too shall pass. So Gloria, I am thankful for having you here on Between the Lines. I am thankful for what you're about to share. And I'm thankful for the lives you're going to impact. See, that's how we're supposed to live, people. So Gloria, welcome officially to Between the Lines.
Thank you so much. And I am extremely grateful to be here with you and to be able to share what I have learned about masterminds with your audience. And I am looking forward to having a great conversation.
Yes, and I just switched screens on you. It probably surprised you. It normally does. And so what I'm doing is actually showcasing your website while you speak. And we're going to dive straight into it. So tell us about masterminds. How did you get into masterminds and the business that you're in? I mean, probably prior to going into masterminds, and how it has helped you, how it has helped your clients. So I don't know, masterminds is a new term, I know. I mean, I'm an online entrepreneur. I'm into digital marketing. I'm a publisher, speaker, author, etc. So I'm familiar with the term masterminds. People may know it as probably something else. It was groups, I don't know, simple terms. But why has it evolved to masterminds? That's a really good question that just came to me. Why has it evolved to masterminds? Because I knew masterminds weren't around for a very long time, as far as I know, in terms of the digital world. It's a recent term. And when I say recent, last few years, what has caused it to become so popular? What it is with masterminds that's different from the approach before. Tell us, for those who don't know about masterminds, yeah?
Okay, absolutely. Well, I will tell you that there's some different ideas about what masterminds are, for one thing. And so for my basis, how I have the training that I've gone through and learning how to facilitate masterminds is that it's really based on, this is going back years to the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, because he's sort of credited with coining the term mastermind, where he talked about bringing together a bunch of different brilliant people together, and that when you bring this group together, it creates like one mastermind, because everyone's brains sort of get into sync and they start coming up with wonderful ideas of things that you wouldn't necessarily do on your own. But when you're in the presence of everyone, it just really starts lighting things up. So that's my idea of a mastermind. But I know that over the last few years, I've seen this term pop up a lot in the online marketing world. But it's really, when you go into it, it's really more of a group coaching session. They're calling it masterminds, but it's really group coaching. But the type of mastermind that I am involved with, and the one that I've even been a member of for the last 2 years, is really more going back to that idea that Napoleon Hill came up with, and that it's a group of people, a group of entrepreneurs who are able to share their expertise, their experience, their resources, their wisdom for the benefit of the group. So it's where one person will come to the table with a particular issue or challenge that they're having. And then the group can, maybe ask some questions, make sure that they understand it fully, and then they could start making suggestions and brainstorm some ideas to be able to help them in solving that problem.
It's like a mentoring. It's like a mentoring group. And when you start talking, I agree with you. And certain things start coming to my mind, like those Alcoholics Anonymous, those kind of groups where everybody has a common goal and they really want to get over something, you pull on the energy of everyone and the experience of everyone to leverage, because you, like you said, you cannot do it alone.
Right.
You cannot have Alcoholics Anonymous, and I just came up with that, by yourself. You cannot be a solo member in Alcoholics Anonymous. There's no point.
Yeah.
You need that accountability of each person to pull you up. You need that person to question you, dig into you, challenge you, so probably Alcoholics Anonymous is a mastermind of its own, to be able to help you overcome whatever it is that you're going through, and at the same time, of course, grow and become a better person. People might not have thought that Alcoholics Anonymous may be a mastermind, but to me, it fits the profile.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, actually, I was recently, my mentor gave a couple of good examples. Also, the founding fathers of the United States, they were a mastermind because they came up with this idea. They were joined together with a common goal of, trying to deal with the tyranny of England and created this country. So, and even Jesus and the apostles.
Oh yeah.
Mastermind.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. That is the greatest mastermind group ever.
Absolutely. And we're still, the effects are still here today, 2,000 years plus later. So,
what a mastermind group. That is a serious thing to talk about. Jesus being the leader of the group.
Yeah.
But he found he's hand-selected these people.
Yes.
12 apostles. He hand-selected them. And I always wonder, I always wonder how he hand-selected these people. Where he found them. And when you look at them, they are very simple, not highly educated, very, how would you describe them now?
Fishermen were some of them.
Yeah, fishermen, carpenters, whoever they were. Yeah. They were not CEOs, they were not executives, they were not doctors, they were not none of that. Right? They were very humble, simple, easygoing people. Why he picked those 12? I need to dig into this thing. How he picked those 12 of all the people. Murderers, Gloria.
Yeah.
Murderers, people who were like from the gutter. I guess, I read somewhere that Jesus wanted to show that he could take nothing and turn it into something. He had social proof. Social proof is a term we use in today's world. The man had social proof. He was like, hello, I will show you. I will take nobody and nothing, call it that, and turn them into the greatest. And like you said, they're still carrying on.
Mm-hmm.
The work is carrying on. They're in the Bible, the biggest and the best book ever. They're in there for history.
Yep.
So you can if you can create a mastermind of people, could you handpick them, or do they come to how is it?
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because yeah, again, there are some people that just will accept anyone into the mastermind, and sometimes there's different types. In fact, I belong to a women's networking group that meets once a month for lunch, and during the lunch we do some masterminding, we do some brainstorming, but each time there's going to be different people there. So I like the idea of having a regular group that meets once a month, and that it would be people that, in fact, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm in the process of looking for the right group of people. So I am, I'm not going to take just anyone, because sometimes people, even though they have the best intentions, they're not really open to necessarily sharing or being a resource. In fact, I talked to someone not too long ago, and it was really more about, well, what is this group going to do for me?
Yeah.
And that was more of her attitude, as opposed to, what can I give to the group, and how can I serve and support them? So that's why I believe in a vetting process, and really interviewing people and see if they are going to be a good fit. And also, looking for people maybe in slightly different stages of their business, especially if we're doing a business mastermind, because then some people could be able to maybe, have a little bit more different experience, and they could help those who are not quite as experienced in a particular area, let's say with their website or something, or email marketing, what have you. And then if you can find people who have different strengths and different weaknesses and bring them together, that's when you can really have a phenomenal mastermind where you can really get a lot of progress and serve the overall needs of the group.
Let me ask you something here. You mentioned, and we have been taught coming up, and I've been in trainings that speak about the what's in it for me, that whenever you're trying to get buy-in from people, you have to show them what's in it for them.
Right.
Because that's where their mind is.
Yes.
How can they benefit? But then you flip that and you said, you're looking for people who are looking to contribute.
Yes.
What can they give? How can they serve? But people are not coming from that angle. They are coming at what can they get. Gimme, as opposed to give.
Right.
Because they probably may have to spend money, invest. Some of them, they may not have to invest. And they're like, I need to get something out of this. So it's like, I am here to take. Gimme. As opposed to looking to give. And I will give an example. People who, I was involved in a group, a travel group. And part of that travel group allowed you to do volunteer work, like build schools and for clean water and things like that in different parts of the world, Guatemala and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when they go, the testimonials that come from that is that when they go, they're thinking, well, this is what they're going to get from doing this and whatever, or they will give, but what they get is so much more.
Yeah.
What they get is so much more. And when I say what they get, they never went with the expectation of what's in it for me necessarily. Yeah, they're volunteering and they're doing something, but they come out a changed person because they give, and the situation and they saw it, they it really changed their life. So when people come from a perspective of gimme, what can I get? They need to be careful because their mind is not in a place of openness, of welcoming,
right?
Of probably it's from a fear. I don't know, Gloria. You probably need to talk about that. Is it coming from a fear that I don't want you to impact me? I don't want to discover something about myself that I have to deal with. Yeah.
I think that could be part of it, and so that's why I think it's interesting. It's like you have to almost offer the mastermind as like, this is position as, this is really what they want, and offer the things that they think they want. But then once you get into it, you're going to be able to really figure out in talking with them that, oh, this is really what they need. And then you can start having the conversation that way. And to give you an example, this mastermind that I've been in for the last year and a half, it's ostensibly a business mastermind, but the first group I was with, at the end of the year, everybody said that the biggest benefit they got out of it was was on a personal level, not the business so much, but it was having the connections, it was getting the support from people and really understanding them and pushing them a little bit, and calling them out on some of their blind spots maybe that they had in their business, and lovingly, nudging them and holding them accountable in different ways. But that was really the benefit was more of a personal level and seeing that personal growth that we all experienced over that year, as opposed to, the business stuff was good too. So don't get me wrong, but it was interesting how we all valued the personal. And I think that's what's so important, why this is so important for business owners, is some of the things that hold us back in business is our own mindset, and it is our blind spots. And when you're in a mastermind, when you can have people, pointing that out to you where you didn't realize it, that is what can then help you, get yourself in better alignment, so that then you can go out and really grow your business the way you want to, and have the impact that you want to have with your clients.
Yeah, and people don't realize that your business is you. You are the business. The business is you. So if you don't grow as a person, the business is not going to grow.
Yeah.
And you need to work on you, because you represent the business. You're the ambassador. People see you as the business. So personal development, like Napoleon speaks about, and many others, is critical. It's critical. And masterminds, while it may be a business mastermind, it's really it really, like you said, impacts your personal life, because you go home thinking you have a different perspective on things that you never thought possible, and you start doing a lot of introspection, which is what we all need to do, Gloria. And realize absolutely. Everything is not about me, I. There's a bigger purpose and picture, and we are just a small part in the whole ecosystem.
Right.
So this mastermind thing, and you are developing a group, and you have been in a mastermind.
Right.
Is there a time limit to being in a mastermind in terms of duration, in two ways? How frequently you meet, and for how long you meet? How frequently and for how long? And is it like a 6 months or 1 year, or is it continuous? Or do you start off at this phase in a mastermind and then you move depending on how you develop and grow? You upgrade. Let's call it upgrade. You move to the next level.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us about that.
All of the above in a way, because masterminds really can come in sort of all shapes and sizes, as it were. You could have just a 1 day mastermind, or you could incorporate it into an event. For instance, I did a 3-day marketing event last year, and at the end of the first day, we did a mastermind, and with the members of the group, sort of to helping them. Part of it was getting clear on what they had learned during the day, but it was really great, and just for them even to get to know each other and see how they could help one another. So you can do masterminds like that. You can certainly do. I do think that a longer period of time, at least 6 months, but 6 months to a year, is really beneficial for business owners in particular, or even actually, masterminds really could be on any topic. It doesn't necessarily have to be for business, but it gives you time to be able to, number one, to get clear on what your goals are that you want to accomplish during the period of time that you're in the mastermind. And then you can start working your way towards that. And it gives you time to get to know the other people in the group. They get to know you, and they can start, figuring out how to best help one another through that process. So, typically in that type of format, you may meet for like 2 to 3 hours, depending on how many people in the group.
Mm-hmm.
I like to limit it to like between like 6 and 10 people, because that way everybody has a chance to participate and to really be able to share, and you can have 1 or 2 people who would be on the hot seat that month, bringing their particular issue to the group. So that's another way certainly that you can do it, but it's really almost up to your imagination and how you can structure them. I run a networking group here in Orlando, Florida, and we meet twice a month, and and I do a little mini mastermind at each meeting, and I've gotten a lot of positive results from it and response to it, because it's different. Not every networking meeting does that, and to be able to give them an opportunity to really talk to one another and see how they can help each other has been extremely beneficial.
Do you need somebody to be an expert to start up a mastermind? And how do you find these mastermind groups if you're not creating one yourself?
Right. I would say one thing that might be, you don't necessarily need to be an expert, but I would say if you are going to be leading the mastermind, it is good for you to go through some type of facilitator training so that you know how to be able to manage group dynamics. Because I have had instances where you have one person who, and again, this wasn't a formal one, this was more of an informal mastermind group, but someone is a very strong personality and then they just take over the conversation.
Uh-huh.
So you need to be able to learn how to manage people like that, and how to be able to keep the timing going, keep the flow, asking the right types of questions. So that part is important. And I forgot the second part of the question.
No, that's fine. I was asking, how do you find?
Oh, how do you find mastermind?
If you're not
Right,
creating
yeah.
one of your own, yeah.
Right, exactly. If you're not creating your own. Well, you can Google, and I know that there's a website, and unfortunately I didn't write down the name of it, but I know if you Google like business masterminds, there is even a place that has I've seen a directory of different masterminds, but probably the easiest thing to do, number one, would be ask people and maybe they are familiar with masterminds in your area or in your industry, and they can recommend them to you. Or again, go to Google. It's what we do nowadays, isn't it?
Go to Google.
Go to Google.
Yeah. So masterminds in your business, is that something that you did from the beginning, from the get-go, or you discovered the power of masterminds and employ that as a strategy? And how has it benefited you and your business? Because we're talking about accelerating our business growth. So we wanna show persons that from the continuum. I didn't have masterminds before. Now I have masterminds. What made you decide to employ masterminds as a strategy, and how has it worked for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I did not start doing masterminds when I first launched my business about 9 years ago. So, but it was during that time, I kept coming across the term. Like I said, I read Think and Grow Rich, and I read a book from Jack Canfield, Success Principles. He talks about masterminding in it. So it kept coming up for me. And then a few years ago, I was working with a coach, and sort of looking at how to restructure my business a little bit. And when I talked about what I really like to do is to teach people and to help them too. I'm a good connector. I'm trying to be able to find resources for people or connect other people to them. And she said, you ought to run a mastermind. And what I was like, okay, well, yeah, I've thought about that for a while, but I hadn't decided to do it. And what was wonderful about it was, I swear that week after I decided, okay, yeah, I want to run a mastermind, in my email was a training, it was a webinar about how to run masterminds. And I was like, okay, thank you, universe.
When the student is ready. When the student is ready.
Absolutely. Yep. It shows up. And so I was able to go through the training, and how it's impacted my business. For one thing is it's helped me to get clearer on who it is I want to serve. I was sort of working with, everybody, just taking any type of client to work with in my business, and sort of having uneven results because of that, because I wasn't really focused on who it was I wanted to serve and how did I want to serve them best. So being in the mastermind now has helped me to get that clarity. And so now, and that's why I say I'm in the process of actually redoing my website right now and streamlining some of my services, because as much as I love social media, I love teaching it, I don't like doing it. So that's like one thing that is going to be going by the wayside, but I will definitely offer it in a coaching capacity and teach people how to use it.
So when you say how it has benefited you to streamline your business and for you to be clearer on the type of clients and how you serve and the services, you meant you were involved in a mastermind as a participant.
Right.
So you joined a mastermind group, and because of that, it helped you to discover more about yourself. But if you were to create a mastermind in your business, how can that help to accelerate your growth in your business?
If you're leading the mastermind, well, I would say it's because, again, you're going to be connected to all of these people. So number one, it can accelerate your business because I would charge for the mastermind for one thing. So you're providing a service, you're bringing people together, and they need to invest in that community. So, just right there is one way that you're going to benefit from it financially. But then you're also going to benefit from being in a group. Even though you are the leader of the group, but still you're going to be able to participate. You're going to be able to offer your own advice, and you're going to be able to learn something new probably from the people in the group. And that suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, I need to do that in my own business. And so you may come up with a new strategy. So leading the mastermind can absolutely help you in a lot of different ways.
It's, you see, when you're an entrepreneur, and people need to understand this, you don't wake up in the morning and decide, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, and everything is hunky-dory, and you're fine, and you start to make millions, and you're living the life, you're on the beach, and, it's a constant work in progress until you die. And so, and then I say until you die, because once you decide to stay in that business or be a part, whether small, large, middle, it doesn't matter, however you choose to participate, because you don't want what you start to end like that. You're building a legacy.
Right.
So it's a work in progress continually. And so you have to keep changing, shifting, evolving, reinventing, and then you have no choice. The way how the world is, especially if you're in a digital world, digital meaning you're using the technology, social media. Once you are online or involved in any kind of techie form, you better reinvent yourself. The Gloria that I'm talking to now, if I were to interview you a year or 2 years from now, would not be the same Gloria.
That's for sure.
Even if you change your website this week, your website this week will not be the same website in a year or two. It shouldn't be. Because when you look at someone's website, they should see growth. They should see a change. They should see that you have dropped certain things and focus. So it's like people say, oh, you're not focused, you don't know what you want, whatever. So what? We all go through these changes. And it's not that we don't know what we want. We want a lot of things. And there's nothing wrong with wanting a lot of things. I want a lot of things. I have great ideas. I want to be able to impact a lot of people's lives. Nothing is wrong with that. And I could do it too.
Yeah,
It might
absolutely.
tire me out, but I will do it. And
Yeah.
and eventually I may find in all the mix of things I'm doing that one thing that really makes me whistle a tune, that makes me feel great. And I would
Mm.
say, I like doing everything else, but this really makes me lose sleep at night, wake up early in the morning, really rings
Right.
my bells.
Yeah.
So you discover a lot about yourself as you go along. And there's nothing wrong with that because that is what life is about, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm doing something different right now. I mean, and that is part of what's going on with the website is I'm writing a book,
Oh, yeah.
which that deals with more of spirituality,
Mm.
which and business, which is something that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you had told me I'd be doing that now, and be like, no, that's crazy. Why would you be doing that?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but so yeah, you're gonna evolve and change, and that's why being in a mastermind or working with a coach, any of those types of things that you can do to help yourself continue to learn and grow. Because as you say, if you're not growing, you're dying.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got
Yeah,
to stay up with things and
yeah, yeah. I'm scrolling through your site so that people can see what your site is offering. So you are going to be making some changes, and you said you don't like social media. You can do it, but you don't like it. I don't like it either. Yeah, I can do it, but I prefer to do it for myself, than
Right.
to do it for anybody else.
Yeah.
I can probably guide people, but I really don't want to spend my time doing that. And I can
Right.
tell you how I started off years ago doing a lot of everything and a lot of nothing.
Hmm.
And then, you start drilling down and becoming specific. And I don't think I'm still as specific as I would want to. But hey, that's okay.
That's
Nothing
right.
is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. And I want people to understand that because there are people who would make you feel, uncomfortable about where you are, who you are.
Right.
And two, because of the perception that you may give, on your website, people may deem you as an expert in certain things. And then when you talk to them, it's like, but you really don't seem like you know what you're about. You're confused. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. We all go through that phase,
Yeah.
and you may need coaching. You could probably create your own mastermind group of people
Hmm.
like yourself to
Yeah.
help you understand what's going on and to discover more about you, etc. So
Right.
yeah, accelerate your business growth with masterminds. And you don't even have to call it mastermind. You can call it group coaching, whatever the hell you want.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. You can come up with a different name. It doesn't
Of
matter.
course, you don't have to follow. One of the things, as I mentioned, that Gloria, is that people just jump on these terms because it's the term, is the in thing.
Right.
You don't have to use the term.
That's true.
You can create your own term and start your own little pioneer, your own little thing, trendsetter. That is how
Yeah.
Mastermind came about. Somebody came up with a damn idea and then everybody
Mhm.
jumped on that bandwagon. Why can't you be different
Right.
and create your own name for something?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah? And I
Yes.
mean, it suits your purpose. Once it
Mhm.
suits your purpose, you don't have to jump on the bandwagon that's out there.
No. No. In fact, it's better to really be who you are, and
Of
to be
course.
to be true to who you are and how you want to what you want to give, because that is how you're going to be able to really attract the types of clients you want to work with. If they see that you are being your true self, you're not trying to be like anybody else, but you're just saying, claim your lane and
Mm-hmm.
do it, and that will be a lot better.
Yeah, yeah. I'm scrolling to your resources page
Mhm.
here. Is there anything that you would want me to showcase? Because I'm hoping that there may be some stuff on your resources page here to help persons who may want more on masterminds.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is actually, yeah. I haven't finished putting together a separate resources page of links. I've been wanting to do that, but this is the mastermind that I'm launching right now, and yeah, it's really for the purpose of the group, or the promise is to live fully, love deeply, and engage authentically in your life and business, and so it's, like I said, it's dealing with a little bit of a spiritual aspect to it, in that it's really intended for people who are, they're sort of beginning leaders, but they feel there's something that's been holding them back. And this is going to give them an opportunity to say, okay, yeah, it's time for me to step out and be, play on a bigger stage. And so this will be a good place for them to do that. But I do have on my website, I also have a blog that I have lots of different articles that I share regarding social media and SEO copywriting, and dealing with Google and all of that. And you'll find I've got interviews on there and all sorts of different things. And
I see you have a podcast going on.
Yeah, I did a podcast. I'm not doing it at the moment, but I'm looking to get back to it. I did one about 3 years ago, and I was very ambitious and did it 5 days a week.
Whoa.
And burnt myself out in the process. And then I had some personal stuff going on with the family members, so I had to put it on the back burner. But I am really feeling called to get back to it, and this time I'll do it once a week. Once a week is much more manageable.
Once a week is good. Once a week is good. I do mine 3 times a week.
Okay.
And that's a lot, I could tell you. But I think it's a good fit for me. 3 times a week is pretty good. Yeah. Well, this is great. This is great. So I want persons to connect with you. They can book a call. Is that for free?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I do we can do a free strategy session and sort of look at where you are in your marketing or your business, and then figure out what would be a good plan for you to move forward, and give you some good critical ideas on what would be the best way for you to move forward, and then see where we go from there. If it's an opportunity for you, if it would be a good fit for you to work with me, then we can talk about that as well. But I definitely am open to having discussions with people and seeing how I can help them out.
Oh, beautiful. That is awesome. So they can book. How long is a call for?
30 minutes.
Okay, 30 minutes is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that's serious value right there. I offer 15 minutes. I offer 15 minutes. I used to do 30, but I said, no, I'm going to cut it down to 15.
Yeah, I may do that, but for now you can still grab it until I get
you can still grab it until you change it.
You can still grab 30 minutes. Take advantage of it now.
That's right. Thank you so much, Gloria Grace Rand. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Understanding masterminds. And you went back to a book which I think everybody should have in their house. Think and Grow Rich. It's really a powerful book.
Yes.
By Napoleon Hill. I mean, you can get it in the print, you can get it in audio, you can listen to it. I mean, it's really a fabulous book. There's no excuse. I mean, I too am saying this to myself. I started and stopped, and I need to finish the book. How many times over? I really need to commit. So, and just like with Masterminds, you need to commit, and be there when you're called upon, when you're supposed to, just like how you would have a doctor's appointment and you have to go. You make sure you go. So
that's right.
It's the same thing. Make it like a doctor's appointment and just commit. Yeah,
absolutely.
So Gloria, it's been a pleasure once again having you on Between the Lines. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you sharing. I appreciate the growth that you have gone through over the past 9 years and still going through, and sharing your experience with others. And I want to wish you all the best on your future endeavors.
Well, thank you so much. It was my pleasure, and you're a gracious hostess, and I'm glad the universe helped you out, and so that you've been able to speak very well today. So yay.
Yes.
We'll be gone.
Some Caribbean rum will knock it out right out of the ballparks. All right, my darling. You take care, and all the best to you. And please keep in touch. I would love to know how your business is going and the masterminds are going. And don't be surprised, I joined one of your masterminds.
That'd be awesome. I would love to have you. That'd be great.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.